Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to part 11. I can say that with confidence of my pyrographing thought process. And today we're going to finish up this long wood-boring project of mine of across the spirals um, cup holders. I'm sorry, coastals. I want to say, but for whatever reason, my brain said holders. Today we're going to do Spider Woman. I know I mentioned that, I mentioned when I was doing Spider Gwen that she did go by Spider Woman, but comic books. I did just went by Spider Gwen just to save for some confusion. Now today I'm going to do Jessica Drew, and I just want to take a moment and thank everyone to just watch these videos, and just it really does mean a lot. Anyways, today I'm just gonna go over just outlining today. Um, Personally, when it comes to attempts, well, your false attempts at wood burning, it's just you will not be at your best. Trust me, I know from experience. I still do this occasionally, and I've been doing this for like over 3 years now. With anything, practice helps, and for me, I like to do wood burning all the way through, and that is doing wood burning. Sorry, the outline first. I know some people like to, do shading and everything else while not finishing outline first, which is, props to you. But it just, for me, I just prefer to, let me put it this way. For me, it really helps to get it done first, so I can get a better idea of what to get done first. And it's it's very different to get your project on wood too. I actually do have projects that turn out a bit differently than what I first started off, because I did see it in wood. And sometimes it's huge changes, sometimes it's not, but it's something to keep in mind. Sometimes when you're doing a project, it does change, which is fine. But yeah, but especially it does change when it also goes with the wood too. You don't want it to clash with the wood. It's maybe something minor for some people, but to me, it does kind of make a difference with the tone of the wood. Maybe the kind to, if you're that kind of person. But yeah, transferring your work from to paper to wood can be a bit different when when you're transferring that on, which is totally fine, you know. Okay, so remember, sometimes it is easier to burn the outline first, then to go back and fill in the empty space. That's why I like to focus on the outline, then fill in the empty gaps, either with texture or shading, then do the painting last. I mean, obviously the painting, because if you burn the paint, you will inhale with toxic gas, which is something I want to mention that do go with, I do believe, with varnish wood too, since we're talking about toxic fumes. Also, when drawing your image, I would actually recommend doing it in pencil like you see here. Um, I know some people, like to do it with pen, which is, totally fine. I'm not judging, but for me, I know some things don't go well when I don't want to put it on paper, or I just suddenly change it. As you guys can, see here, I actually added a few things, but as you can see, it didn't go too well. Also, you guys will probably notice I got a Lazy Susan / turntable. I've been wanting to get one for about a year now, and it's probably going to be a bit more easier now. Probably less hand cramps for me. Also, while you're using pen or pencil, try not to press down on the wood, because when you try to erase it, well, if you're using a pencil, that is, it will leave an imprint, which actually does make a difference. Trust me, I'm not judging. If you do use the pen, no judgment here, but it's your preference, but I prefer to use pencil because it's just a lot less messy, or I can just erase everything at the end. But either way, try not to leave, because it does leave, because it is very noticeable. And this wood is tough today. And you guys are probably saying, something I have noticed when I first started burning. I was so worried about burning myself. Trust me, I'm probably the most clumsy person that I know of. My mom kind of dubbed me, and herself, mind you, trust me, we're both clumsy, gravity challenge people. And trust me, I'm still really cautious when it comes to wood burning because of it. I think to help me with that, I kind of focus my eyes on the line ahead of time, where the tip meet the wood there. And I guess it's kind of like drawing. I don't know. It's been a while since I actually drew anything on paper. But, there is kind of a difference between drawing and this. Because this is permanent and this can burn you severely. But, yeah, just focus your eyes on what you need to do ahead of time. And just relax, just roll your mind and relax. Just trust me, as someone who has really a hectic mind and is always overthinking and stuff like that, it just empty our mind, relax. Trust me, this is probably one of my, believe it or not, as much as I warn you guys about burning yourself and stuff like that, this stuff relaxes me, but I am still pretty cautious too. Is this, just relax, and just focus on where you're going, where your pen is, or where your tip is, and just, let it flow. Just kind of think of where you want the tip to go and just flow from there. another thing is to keep in mind is if you want a thin line or not. Is this something? I'm sorry. This is something I am still trying to figure out. But it is something I am still improving, but I am, practice makes perfect. But basically, if you want a thin line, basically it had to do with the pressure. It's kind of like when you're losing a pencil. Sometimes when you press too hard on it, the tip breaks. But when not, you had to lessen your grip and how much you press on it. Just kind of think like that and focus on how much pressure you're putting on the wood and how much you're putting on the tip. I really hope that you guys are following that, but just think as you would like in writing or drawing, how much pressure you're putting on this. Like I said, I'm still kind of working on this myself, but practice makes perfect. But also keep in mind of your tip and how thick it is too, because that can get in the way with some, especially when you're doing like a portrait or stuff like that. Like for me, I'm just trying to do these lines, but I cannot do it up here of how close it is. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Yeah. As you can see, these are a little more thicker than these lines here. So I know this tip is a little thicker compared to this thin one here, which I'm probably going to use for this. You see? Just like with anything new, all these things can be a little overwhelming. But after a while, it kind of becomes second nature. And I know this is different from drawing, but one thing to keep in mind, you do have to lift up the tip and bring it back down. Think of it kind of like handling a quill. Unlike with a pen, had to draw and it can be on the paper with no problem. But with a quill, you kind of had to be careful what the tip is. So kind of think as as that in a way of how it flows, stuff like that. I know, very real analogy, but just go with it. Well, yeah, I think I can work on the head. The Across the Spider-Verse logo, I believe, is actually homage to one of the versions of Spider-Woman's logos from the comic books, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong. I into so I Across the Spider-Verse Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew. This one is actually a combination between the characters, between Jessica Drew and I want to say Valiant, but I could be wrong. The librarian who was the fourth character, at least to Dawn the title of Spider-Woman in the comics. So I think that was, well, I could be wrong about that, but I do believe that's what they were trying to do with the character. But like I said, I could be wrong. Well, yeah. Well, my plans for this is to at least well, I'm not sure if you know this, is this is actually her jacket from the from the movie. And this is actually the front of her jacket. There's the bit of yellow heel. This actually is on the back of her jacket, and there's actually the black double back stripe on the inside with half of the triangle, which is this, which is, I know it's kind of hard to see. And like I said, there's the half of the spider that you can see on the upper back of the back of the jacket. Man, that's a bit of a mouthful. And I do believe, and you got the zipper, which is actually here, which I kind of improvise on my line, and this is actually supposed to be red. And I kind of did my own thing, really. Other than that, this one here, actually, I do believe, like I mentioned, was from Jessica Drew's comic book logo, which I could be wrong. My comic book knowledge is a little bit rusty, but other than that, thank you guys for stopping by. I really do appreciate you guys staying tuned and watching this. Hopefully, I can show you guys the final design product of all of these. Anyways, please like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next video.